Mics aren't on yet. That's all right.
Let me get that.
Were you going somewhere this week?
I was, yeah.
Where were you going to go? I mean,
On vacation.
And now you're with us.
Yeah, happy to be here. Yeah, it's exciting.
I mean, did this disrupt, or are you seriously, is this a good thing, or how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can make an all-star game, it's a good thing. So it's exciting, especially in front of the home crowd. It'll be a lot of fun.
Corey, what does this mean to have Bruce Bochy?
Yeah, it's cool. It'll be my first experience with an all-star game, having your own manager and group and staff, and it just makes it more comfortable. You know the area, you know how to get in and out, you know everything about the place, so it's a lot of fun.
For the fans who have not seen Adolis in batting practice, what can they expect tonight in the home run derby, do you think, from him?
It's pretty impressive. Just he can hit a homer in any part, any time, anywhere. I'm looking forward to watching him try again and have some fun.
With it being the home stadium too for you, I mean, I know it matters, but what do you think the expectation will be like for you and your teammates here in this building for the All-Star game tonight and tomorrow?
I don't think expectation is the right word. Just more excitement around us. Be a good atmosphere, more adrenaline, just a lot more fun. Playing in front of your home crowd and being at home. It's a pretty cool moment.
Corey, a lot of the accolades of your career have taken place in the Olympics. Can you just talk about how special this stadium is to you and what this means?
Yeah, absolutely. Thankful for this place. I'm glad it opened and glad I can be here. So, I don't know. It's just fortunate enough that had some success here, and fortunate enough our team's had some success here. So it's been good.
What advice would you have for guys who are experiencing this for the first time?
Just enjoy it. It's overwhelming, and there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of moving parts, and trying to take care of a bunch of people. But you got to sit back and just kind of have your moment and realize where you are and appreciate what it is.
How was the winning that series in Houston? Does that give you guys a lot of momentum? I know you're taking 4 days off, but does that give you momentum for the second half?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you can go in there and take a series from them, that's a big momentum swing. So it's a good way to end the half, and hopefully can kind of continue rolling it.
You guys never seem to waver from your belief that you're a contender. The record might not show it. So what belief needs to happen in the second half?
Just continue to play well. We ended on a good note. Just to carry over that and keep winning series.
Have you ever watched the home run that you did in Game 1 of the World Series? Do you ever go back and look at it? Or
I watched it one time that night. I didn't remember a whole lot of it, so I wanted to at least experience it a little bit.
I mean, do you understand the historical significance of it? It's probably the biggest swing in Rangers history, one of the biggest home runs in Major League history. Does that ever think about cross your mind?
Honestly, Adolis is probably more. He hit a walk-off, which is pretty special. So, no, I guess is the right answer.
The game-tying home run in the 9th inning.
It was fun to be a part of, that's for sure.
It was weird seeing Marcus in the pitching hole today.
Strange, right? It is strange. Probably the first time in years he's checked the lineup, so I'm sure that was different for him too. But that's what it is. There's a lot of good players here, and you don't expect to be anywhere. It's just kind of happy to be here in general.
So when did you find out? Yesterday?
Yeah, about 6:45.
Oh my gosh.
Like 10 minutes. No, I was on the flight back here. We were flying out of here, so that was fortunate that I wasn't on a flight somewhere.
Somewhere on vacation.
Yeah, on vacation.
Unknown beach. That's it.
Can't give away all my secrets, yeah.
That's fair. You have it.
I mean, how much of a grind of a season has this been for you? I mean, you started off with the injury that held you out of spring training. There's been some bumps and bruises along the way. I mean, has this been a harder first half, just the toll of everything than usual, maybe?
Yeah, I think it has been on everybody. Playing that deep in the season's hard, especially when people haven't experienced it before. So it's just been a learning curve for everybody, just to regroup, refocus. You got to move on. You can't keep lingering on it. So we've done a good job recently of just getting back to who we are, and hopefully we can continue doing that.
What are your thoughts
What do you remember?
He was electric. He was electric. I think everybody kind of knew he was capable of this and doing that. And he's obviously tapping into his potential. But Naylor too, man. I always thought Naylor had the capabilities of doing, a young player, like he was on fastballs from the get-go when he stepped into the big leagues. And you kind of always realize that's the first step. You need to be a big league hitter. And he keeps getting better, and he's a really good hitter.
Even had like another comeback since going to San Diego and coming back.
Yeah.
You hold a soft spot for the place?
Always. I always have a soft spot for it. My kids spend the majority of their first part of their lives there. It's a place where I got to go establish myself and kind of help build a career into what people expected me to be. And I hated the way it ended. Unfortunately getting hurt and not really being able to build on 19 and COVID and all that happened was, not ideal. But yeah, the fans, the city, Petco, it always has a soft spot for sure.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
When you come to a world championship team, you become their closer. That's a lot on your shoulders, and now you're an all-star. How gratifying is it for you to have responded the way you did in this situation?
Yeah, look, when I signed here, I didn't get signed as a closer.
Right.
It's just sometimes that's the way the bullpen goes. You pitch yourselves into roles, you pitch yourselves out of roles. And, fortunately I got off to a good start and pitched my way into this role, and I've kind of kept pitching good. But there's no added pressure on the fact that they won a World Series the year before. I'm trying to help my team that night win a baseball game, and it doesn't matter what team you're on. It's kind of the same mindset. Like, you don't want to lose baseball games, especially if you get beaten ninth.
We had a really cool scene here the other day after the Futures game over at the Texas Live. Everybody packed in there, and the game was in the 10th inning.
Oh, okay.
And Nathan got the game when he hit, and when you closed it out.
Yeah.
Like a huge roar.
In there?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. That was a big situation. I was glad it was over that quickly and it happened like that, because, that's not an ideal situation to walk into.
Yeah, you got that line drive to third. That was a big one.
Yeah.
These fans are pretty much, you like...
It's electric here, man. The crowds have been great. You know what I mean? And the support is real. It's been electric from day one, especially coming off the World Series. And, you look up in a Monday and Tuesday where other parks are half full, and we're full every night. And, that you can't not like that as a player.
What are you expecting out of Adolis Garcia tonight?
Adolis?
Yeah.
Well,
Did you see his new chain?
I didn't see it yet.
It's ridiculous.
But watching his outfit when he walked in today, I think Adolis ready. I got Bombi.
What do you think about just the crowd?
It's going to be cool for him because they're going to be so much behind him. And he thrives off that. He loves that kind of stuff. So he's going to put on a show, and I'm excited for him. And I'm excited for everybody else, too.
What about Bruce Bochy, the accolade that he gets to put on his career being the manager of his home team?
Yeah, look, Boch is an all-time great, right? And I'm fortunate enough to, be on a regular season team with him, and it's going to be cool that I get to share an all-star game with him. I think that's really neat.
Thank you.
What have you learned from him and how he handles a pitching staff?
I think he's just very, very calm in the way he does his decision making. It's not a lot of back and forth or anything you want to call it. It's just here's the guy, get him in, and let's go. It's get him up, get him in, and get him in the ball game.
Like yesterday, bases loaded, no outs, big point of the game.
Yeah.
He always seems to be very decisive when he's going to make that move.
Yeah, I think he's very good at letting the game dictate what move he makes. I do like the fact that he also lets his starters go out there and throw their pitches and lets them get into their trouble. The phone's not ringing, off the hook in the 5th or 6th inning if a guy's cruising. He's waiting until they get their pitch count up, and he waits till the starter tells him it's time to pull him.
What was your expectations in April when the season started for you?
What was my expectation?
Yeah.
Be really good.
Yeah. Is this not a surprise with you sitting here right now? I'm not
I
saying
don't.
it was.
I don't like to say surprise because you don't work the way you should in the off season to be surprised about something you do. You know, this is what you work for. You work for. You know, I've said this is one of my goals to try and make an all-star team again, just based on the fact that it was here, and I wanted to prove myself that I was still capable of doing it. I didn't want it to feel like 2019 was a one-hit wonder or anything like that. Like, that I'm capable of doing this multiple times, and it's definitely a goal, and that's why I don't want to say I'm surprised. I'm very proud of myself because you put a goal out there and you work hard to accomplish it, and I did that.
Where are you as a team right now? How do you feel about this second half post All-Star game run?
I think we're gaining steam.
Yeah.
I think we're getting healthier. I think we're playing unbelievable defense to start. We're pitching pretty well. We're starting to have the type of at-bats that everybody's expecting us to have. And it's still relatively early. I know it's like you got to make decisions on your organization, but we're trending up. You know what I mean? And if you can just keep trending up and you look up in 2 months from now, I think we'll be in a very, very, very good spot.
Go ahead. No, go you.
He's aggressive. He's aggressive today.
You guys fight all the time, huh?
We're best friends. No, that being said, I mean, you're not thinking about the trade deadline or what can happen. It's every time we talk to you guys, it's like you believe that you're going to be in a position to not be sellers come August 1st.
Well, I think you sit in our clubhouse and you look around, you got the kind of players we have. You know what I mean? Like, you don't. I think we all look at our record and are a little damn, shocked a little bit. But that being said, I don't think anybody in that clubhouse is panicked because, like I said, when you look around and you see the kind of players we have, very, very capable of turning this around. And it's not, this can be just a steady increase and steady just go out there and win series, which we're capable of.
What's the difference between being 5 games out at the break and being 6 or 7?
Don't do the math
I think
for me.
maybe it's not as much as the game's back or anything like that. Maybe it's more of your momentum going into the break. We came in needing to have a good road trip, and we did. And we got a really good team coming out of the break too in Baltimore again. So we have to, fire it right back up and get going again. And those are important games. I think everything is from here on out in July, especially, is they're pretty important.
But when you look up, 5 games seems to do stuff more than 5 games.
It's very doable. I mean, we're very capable of getting hot and rattling off 6 or 7 wins in a row. You know what I mean? I think everybody kind of feels that. We're very, very capable of doing that. And so I don't think there's any panic in that aspect of it. I just think, I feel like we all want to put ourselves in a situation where we can actually go after this thing and not give ourselves the full chance of going after it.
Coach told you where you'll pitch tomorrow?
No, I haven't talked to him. I tried to let him start this.
I said you should have started.
He kept asking me who he should start. He's like, I don't know who to start. I was like, well, Butch, easy decision's me. But he was like, I don't think so. So
I was
it's all
banging
good.
the table, man.
That would have been wild. But it wouldn't have been fair to the other guys.
All right, Adolis, stay on the ball. Don't swing too hard. Just touch it, and you get a W. So good luck to you.
Perfect.
All right.
Good luck. See you later.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Before anybody else comes over, I owe you an apology for last week. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's awkward questions. Hey, can I ask you one more awkward one? How did the conversation go last night when Butch said, were you going to hit?
Oh, it was easy. I mean, if you look at the entire lineup, without him knowing me, that's probably what I would have done. But it's a tough lineup to write. We have Yordan Alvarez hitting 5th. He's like today's Barry Bonds. It's such a stacked lineup that I'm happy to be a part of, and I'm going to do my part. If I get on base, or if I get up with a lot of guys on base, I'm going to try and do the best I can to drive somebody in.
Marcus, what's it going to feel like to get introduced tomorrow night?
To be special. I think that we felt the ovations during the playoffs and opening day, and as a champion, and now as an all-star here, it's fans. I'm sure they're very excited for this moment. You don't get to host the all-star game very often, and we have a brand new, beautiful stadium, and being the champions, so it'll be fun.
It's been 90 years since anybody's hosted a game as defending champions.
I did not know that. That's your job to know that. That's good. I think that whatever the last All-Star game was here, I'm sure it was pretty high. This one will be nice and controlled, and it's one of the best stadiums in the league. All right.
Hey, Marcus.
Good to see you.
How good is it to be back?
It's always good to be back here, especially as an all-star. I think that this is my favorite place to play in the league. It's my home field, and we get to share it with some of the best players in the league. So I'm excited to, hopefully we get a win, but I'm excited just to be a part of it, honestly.
Just the last year that you guys had, especially with Bruce Bochy, how much does it mean for you to play for him in the All-Star game?
Yeah, I know how to play for Bochy. He's pretty low-key. I'm sure he'll have a good message for us, this being his 4th or 5th All-Star game manager. But he's the ultimate pro at the manager position, and he just makes us want to be professional and do the best we can for him.
What are you expected to see from Adolis Garcia, home run derby tonight?
Another show. He puts on a show every time. Anything he does, he puts on a show. That's why the fans love him here. I watch him hit BP every day. I see him put balls in the upper deck every day. So I'm expecting some of the same. See you.
Are you able to keep this? We just have a couple questions for you.
You want me to clip it or hold it?
Whichever you're comfortable. You could probably just hold it. That's the easiest.
You hear me?
Yes.
Right.
The first question that we're going to ask is, do you have any words ahead of Adolis Garcia's home run derby tonight?
Yeah, I hope he wins. I think I talked about it earlier, how I get to watch him hit batting practice every single day, and it's a home run derby during every BP. So him being in his own stadium, it'll be a little bit more comfortable for him, and hopefully he puts up a big number in round 1 and builds off of that.
And then 2 quick questions, if you don't mind. The first one is going to be tacos or barbecue?
I love both, but I'll say barbecue.
And then the last one is, do you know the state power of Texas?
I don't. I'm still new here. Sorry.
Okay. You're all good. Thank you so much, Marcus.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Got it?
Yeah. How does it feel to be back at one of these, especially being at home?
Feel at home. It's pretty special to make it in your own stadium. These kind of events, they never get old.
Decir más sobre la cadena.
Un diseño que me hizo mi amigo Todd de aquí, joyero en Texas, y creo que hizo tremendo trabajo.
¿Está emocionado para el derby?
Sí, estoy emocionado y listo para dar lo mejor.
Y finalmente Marcus Semien nos dijeron que sus hijos están aquí para ti, nada más.
Sí, ellos les gusta mucho como juego y siempre nos vemos todos los días y yo creo que ellos van a disfrutar hoy también.
Ok, muchísimas gracias.
Gracias.
Are those rubies?
I like the shape. You really like it.
I really like it a lot. I mean, it's going to get into my column.
No, él me mandó la idea y la hizo. Él me enseñó un par de ideas y
No, the guy sent him a few ideas, and that's what he
The guy who did the rings?
No.
That was a different guy.
Is there a strategy tonight, or just hit the ball as
hit
far
a
as
home. Hit a lot of homes.
Energy from the crowd? What do you think?
Creo que eso va a ser muy importante. Ellos van a estar apoyándome. Creo que eso me da un poco de ventaja.
Yeah, that's going to be a big thing. He knows that the crowd's going to be supporting him, so that's going to give him that extra go ahead.
You have always seemed to rise to the moment. You did last year in that run. Do you think that helps you in a moment like tonight, that you're not afraid of a big stage like this?
Sí, claro. Y creo que siempre en esos momentos solo trato de ser yo, de no hacer mucho, y tengo la confianza de que, el público va a estar ahí.
Yeah, in those moments, he tries to just be himself, to do what he does, and I think the public helps him kind of rise to that occasion.
Adolis, el derby se sigue en Cuba, mucha gente lo verá hoy, mucha gente lo verá, digamos, diferido, la semana que viene, mañana. O sea, un mensaje que tenga para todas las personas que te siguen en Cuba.
Siempre agradecido por el apoyo que siempre me dan, por sus comentarios, siempre nos dan mucha fuerza y nada, disfrútenselo, un abrazo a todos que lo pueda ver y estamos aquí. Gracias.
La rivalidad tejana que hay entre Astros y Rangers es grande, sin embargo tú y Jordan son grandes amigos. O sea, ¿qué representa para ti, digamos, que empujar por el mismo bando ahora en esta semana de la festividad?
Sí, creo que es algo bien bonito. Yo también tenemos muy buena relación. Sabemos separar lo que es el terreno de la amistad en la casa. Y nada, voy a estar contento de compartir aquí con él y a disfrutarlo.
Adolis, congratulations on being a part of this weekend again. Good to see you. What did you learn from the home run derby last year that you think you can take into tonight?
Aprendí que hay que gana el que más honrones dé.
He learned that he needs to hit more home runs than he did last time.
How do you do that?
Nada, no, enfocado en hoy, ¿sabes? La estrategia es usar toda la parte del field del terreno y nada, tratar de mantenerme a un mismo ritmo toda la competencia.
Yeah, try to stay focused in the moment and not to do too much and just try to use all parts of the field and just to have a good time doing it.
Is there something you like about the format with it being a timed situation of just trying to hit as many in a certain amount of time, or is that a challenge?
Creo que está bien, ¿sabes? Al final va a ganar el que más honrones conecte, que eso es ¿sabes? La temática del derby. Y nada, yo creo que va a ser lo mismo.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. You know, you got to hit home runs to win this thing, and it's really not going to change much for him.
What did you learn about the experience?
Sí, ya tuve una práctica allá y ahorita vamos a practicar acá.
Yeah, he had one already, and he's going to do another one here in a little bit.
What did the experience last year teach you about how you want to approach this?
Nada, creo que esto hay que disfrutárselo, es un derby, queremos ganar, estamos aquí para dar lo mejor, pero hay que disfrutar ese momento y disfrutar, ¿sabe? El ambiente que va a haber.
It's a home run derby. He just wants to enjoy himself. He wants everybody to enjoy it with him, and he just wants everybody to have a great experience.
What would it mean to win it and put that on your resume?
Creo que sería algo bien bonito, ¿no? Ganarlo aquí en casa, sería un espectáculo, sería algo emocionante.
It'd be something really nice and very good for our organization, but at the same time, he'd really like to win it.
Maybe you already said this, but who's throwing you?
Peña, Fran Mil, él fue el que le tiró a Julio Rodríguez el año pasado.
Framil Peña, he's the one who pitched with Julio Rodríguez last year.
Es amigo, así como se llama, no, Fran Mil. Fran. Lo dije en cubano.
Maravilla. Ponete de este lado. Dale. Cuando quieras. Dale.
Bombi, ¿qué significa estar en el Juego de Estrellas en tu casa?
Muy contento, creo que será algo bien bonito aquí con mi público, apoyando todo el tiempo, creo que va a ser algo bien divertido.
No fue muy buena la primera mitad de la temporada. ¿Tú crees que la celebración de la Serie Mundial quizás hubo algún descuido en la primera mitad?
Bueno, creo que, ¿sabes? Todos los peloteros pasamos por un momento así, en algún momento de nuestra carrera. No estoy preocupado, estoy trabajando y haciendo lo que hay que hacer y esperemos que esta segunda sea mejor y salgan todos los palos.
¿Tú crees que los Rangers todavía tienen chance de recuperarse?
Siempre chance, hasta el último día, siempre chance, esto no se ha acabado, ¿entiendes? Y hemos venido jugando mejor y todo puede pasar.
¿Y el apoyo del público, cómo lo han sentido?
El público sigue ahí, ellos siguen con fe, ellos siguen creyendo en nosotros y creo que podemos todavía.
Thank you. Adolis, one question. Hey, if you didn't play Major League Baseball, what would you do for a living?
Wrestling.
Wrestler?
Yeah.
Are you a big wrestling fan?
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll see you.
¿Qué pasó?
No, mío, eso es mi otra vida.
¿Quién es tu luchador favorito?
Joel Romero. Joel Romero, cubano, sí.
¿Quién te va a tirar?
Fran.
Julio. ¿Cómo lo contrataste a él?
Sí, porque, ¿sabes? Estamos en la misma agencia, Julio me dio contacto y hablamos.
Oye, ese es el mejor.
Bueno, muy bueno. Sí.
Okay,
Estamos activos.
¿Quién es? ¿Cómo se llama?
Ramil Peña.
Adolis, ¿tú practicaste antes de llegar aquí?
Sí, practiqué. Y voy a practicar ahorita también.
¿Cómo te fue con el límite de 40 picheos?
Estamos bien, solo, ¿sabes? Pegar la mayor cantidad, no hay margen a tantos errores. Pero estamos bien, a mí me agrada ese sistema.
¿Esto es algo que tú querías hacer desde el año pasado?
Sí, siempre he querido estar en el tempo, me gusta. Sí.
Adolis.
Mío, hey, todo bien.
Adolis, primero que nada, otra convocación al Juego de Estrellas. ¿Qué se siente hacerlo en tu casa, en la casa de los Rangers?
Muy contento, agradecido, ¿sabes? Por estar aquí, siempre emocionado y no puedo esperar a ver esa